If you're looking for information on Camp RZR in Glamis Sand Dunes, this is the video for you. I'm Tim.
And I'm Christine.
And we've been camping out here in Glamis for over 30 years. We've gone to every single Camp RZR they've ever had. So we're gonna try to give you guys some pointers and tips on what to expect, what this place looks like. We'll show you some old video of what it looks like when it's packed. It's the middle of the summer and it's easy to explain everything right now. So stick around for this video. I hope we help you out. Let's get started. Welcome to Glamis. Glamis is the sand toy capital of the world. As you can see right there, the Glamis Beach store is the sand toy capital of the world. And that's how you need to remember this place. Even though Polaris owns all this land, I've been coming here for a long time, and the Glamis Beach store is the main marker of this place. So if you want to know how to get here to Camp RZR, just put in Glamis Beach store and hit go on your Google Maps, and it'll get you right here, and you won't be able to miss everything going on out here. Now come on and let me show you over here. Polaris owns all this land. Over the years, they've purchased all this land, and they're doing good things with this land. I'm excited to see what they're going to do in the future, and I'm really excited that they've never messed with the Glamis Beach store, because the place is an amazing place. Mama Jeannie is an awesome lady, and go in there, get yourself an ice cream, get yourself some stuff, and go check out the Glamis Beach store. But on with Camp RZR, and if you need supplies and stuff, it's all in the Glamis Beach store. They have vendors, so if you need t-shirts and you forgot your clothes, you can pretty much get everything you need over there at the vendors. Now, this area out here, and I will take you down there to show you, I just want to start it out right here. This is the Festivities area, I guess you could say, where Camp RZR goes on. So they had us parking over here last year, and we'd pull around, and they had it all fenced off right here. They have a giant Ferris wheel over there. I think we got some video of that. And they had a little entrance over here, but all the UTVs and stuff parked way on that far side over there. So that's probably where that's all gonna be, unless they've changed it. I've been to every single Camp RZR they've had, and it's pretty much been the same way. Now further down over there are the vendors. And the reason we're doing this in the summertime is so you can see it better, because when this place is filled in, it is utter chaos and just trailers everywhere. It's absolutely unbelievable.
And cars everywhere. Over here, tell them about over here what they'll find.
Over here is where everybody parks, right along the highway. So you're gonna see tons of cars parked all along, so that's where you can park and walk over. But mostly the parking is gonna be over there and this big lot over here for Camp RZR. So let me take you down a little closer and show you what's over there in the vendor area. Now we're over here right in the entrance to Camp RZR. So if you're wondering where's the entrance to Camp RZR, it's gonna be right between those two poles. And this is the whole parking lot where they park people. I know it, and I'm showing you this right now because it's so much easier to understand if you look at it with nothing here. When it gets packed, and we have pictures and video that shows what this place looks like, you can almost get lost in here. It's like a housing tract. You just go inside of it and you can't tell where you are. There it is, guys. Here's the antenna.
Oh yeah, you might want to film that while we're sitting still instead of spinning around.
There you go. Oh my gosh, dude. That is scary. Okay. And this is all vendor row over here. Olds out there. You gotta come. You gotta do the Ferris wheel. It's the absolute best part of Camp RZR. So that's why I'm trying to show you this now, so you can understand the way this place is set up. So there's a Glamis Beach store that we were at over there. So in reference, you can tell where we're at. Now, Greg Biffle, the NASCAR driver, he owns that property over there. He's got a big shop in there. He's a really cool guy, so if you run into him, he's really friendly. He's got a YouTube channel. Go check him out, The Biff, on YouTube. That's not the name of his channel, because you have to Google it and go find his channel, but really cool guy. And so this is where Camp RZR is, guys. This is where they're gonna park us. This is kind of where you're gonna go in. They're gonna take this fence down and stuff, and they set everything up. Over there is where they set up the giant Ferris wheel, and we got some video of that. I'm sure we'll put it up, but it goes over there, and it doesn't look like much now, but it sure fills in. So if you're going to Camp RZR, some of the things you might want to bring is you're going to want to bring water. Although they do give you free water when you get here. That's cool. They have little bins with water and you can sign up and get free stuff and all that. But you're going to want to bring some water because it is hot. It is probably as hot as it is right now at Camp RZR. Everybody says it's too hot to go to Glamis in September. Well, it's almost the same temperature when you go to Camp RZR. So it is warm, so dress accordingly. Unless there's some fluke storm that comes in, and I can't control that. Now, we're over where shock therapy. So some of you guys might have an appointment at shock therapy. I know one of you in Canada has an appointment in shock therapy because I talked to you. I have shock therapy on my car, and I've been to the shock therapy booth. So get here early. I had to get here at 4 a.m. and I think I was the second person in line. So you got to get here early unless you have an appointment. But this is where shock therapy sets up. Check it out. Right here. This is it. Shock therapy's got their own piece of concrete right here in Glamis. They bolt up, they put a whole thing right here. They bring a big rig and park it all right here. Super easy to find. You cannot miss them. It's almost one of the first things you see because they're like dead center of the vendors. You have vendor row that way, which is the main road right here. And then you have Camp RZR off to that way. I want to keep giving you guys a reference so you know exactly where we're at. And there's the Glamis Beach. And there's the highway. And of course, people park all up against that hill along that highway. So you can park right there, not with your trailer and your camper. With your car when you come to the thing. If you want to walk around at all the vendors, that's where people park. But if you're going to Camp RZR, you're parking over there. But there's a Glamis Beach store over there, like I said before. This is the main vendor area row that goes down. This will be all full of vendors. Daddy's Famous Foods. So if you want good food, you go to Daddy's. He's on that very far corner over there. They got something called Glamis Crack. It is so good. You gotta go watch my video. Go down on my channel, find the video. It says Glamis Crack right on the front. You can't miss it. It's got caution tape because caution, once you eat it, you're gonna be going back there forever because you are gonna be hooked. Daddy's Famous Foods. And there are a lot of other food vendors, although I wouldn't count on that to eat every meal because you're gonna spend your whole weekend standing in line because the lines are long. But it is worth it. When you get food in the middle of the desert, it is good. And if you have to pay a little extra, think of it like this. That's a small business here in America that you're helping out. So I want you to, whatever the price is, I want you to cut it in half, and I want you to think of it half as a donation to a nice, wonderful small business in America, and the other half is for your food. Now, if you want a tour of the vendor row, go down on Tim's channel, because I got a video on that too. I did a tour down vendor row, and I showed you all the places that are on vendor row. So you can go down and check that out. So if you're wondering about firewood, this is where Big Belly Crew, and it's the firewood guy. So you can go on Instagram and find him. His name's Shane. Really cool dude. Another small business you're helping out. But if you need firewood, this is where they set up. As you can see, look at all the firewood that's right here. So they have giant piles. Like, they have so much firewood. They last the whole entire season. They have a fire burning over here, so at night I've come and hung out with them. They have clothing and other stuff. And this is the main vendor row that walks, or that goes this way, okay? And right across from the Big Belly Crew, the firewood guy, and you can order a whole truckload of this firewood to your campsite. So if you want a lot of firewood, you come over here, he'll take his truck, he'll drive it out to wherever you're camping, the washes, the flats, which I'm going to show you in this video, so stick around because we're going to go out to the flats next after I get done with Camp Can-Am, because Can-Am sets up over here. So that being said, across the way is Gilmore's Off-Road, and Gilmore has everything. When people say, Tim, where should I go to get this? Where should I go to get that? The first place I tell them is go over to Gilmore's. I've known Mike Gilmore for many, many years. His son took over now, and I haven't seen Mike out here in a while, but he has one heck of a place. He's been here so long, he knows what to carry. He knows what people need. So if you need anything here, go over to Gilmore's. Gilmore also has an air thing that's right over here. So if you're worried about getting air for your tires, he has that one there. And of course, the Glamis Beach store has one behind the Glamis Beach store also. So if you have to air down your tires in the sand or whatever, there's places you can get air, and you can basically pull your trailer and your truck right up next to it and air up. Now there might be a line, so you're gonna have to deal with that. But that's that. Now down here is vendors. This is where all the main vendors are, and that Daddy's Foods I was telling you about, he's right down there on the end. You're gonna wanna know where that place is. So I know it looks a little different, and it is a little confusing to me to try to figure out what goes where, because once this place fills in, it's so hard to understand. So I have other videos that show vendor row, so you can go watch those and try to figure this out. I know you're probably planning this and you've never been here before, or you've only been here once, and it's a little confusing. So I'm trying to help you guys out with this video. So this is the firewood place, and this is an easy place to remember. From here, you can go that way to Gilmore. Camp RZR's way over there. I know I keep repeating myself, but it's just so you guys don't have to rewind my video. Although I would like it if you rewound my video, because that helps me out on YouTube. And if you want to help me out with YouTube, what would be awesome is if you'd watch another one of my videos. Go watch RV camping in Glamis. I have a bunch of videos on where to RV camp in Glamis, like Gecko Road, Osborne, which is really small, and there you can't fit a lot of people up there, but I do have the video. I also have the washes, so maybe at the end I'll put up a little playlist of all those RV camping areas in Glamis, and you can go watch that video, and that helps us out on YouTube. We make a couple more pennies, then we're able to afford a couple more drips of gasoline here in California to be able to come out here and make these videos for you guys. Although I do play while I'm out here, though, I can't lie to you. I have fun doing this. Anyways, let's go down here. I want to show you where Camp Can-Am, I know it sounds like Camp RZR, but I don't know what to call it. I always call it Camp Can-Am, but it's the Can-Am booth. I have a Can-Am, and I'm not here for Camp RZR, although I am here for Camp RZR because it's fun and there's a lot of cool vendors in there. Whew, starting to sweat here. It's getting hot. So Camp RZR is cool, but I always go to Camp Can-Am. They always have free tacos. They have sometimes they have monster drinks, they have waters, they're giving it out for free. We always get a free t-shirt. I think I have a t-shirt from every single year, all the way back to 2017, I think was the first Camp RZR that they had. And I have a shirt from Can-Am with the 2017 on it. So let's go down a little further, and if it's the same as every year, that's where they'll be setting up. Come on. Now we're over at the location where Can-Am sets up their whole little booth. Now, you see where my car is parked right there? Okay, right along on this row, they do test drives for Can-Ams. So one year I came out here with my Banshees, we were camping, we were having a great time, and my friend said, dude, you can go test drive these Can-Ams. And I said, oh, that'd be awesome, I'd love to do that. So I came over here, I got a free t-shirt, and I test drove a Can-Am. Well, needless to say, after I drove that Can-Am, I went directly back to my camp. We sat on the couch like this and didn't move, and my friend said, what's wrong? And I said, we're never coming back till we have a Can-Am. And we literally, no joke, it was a Saturday. We loaded our stuff in the trailer. I went home, and within a couple of days, I bought a Can-Am. So that free t-shirt cost me $30-some thousand for a Can-Am. So be careful if you come here and test drive a Can-Am and get a free t-shirt, because it could cost you 30 grand. That's just Tim's little warning for you, because they are awesome cars. I drive a Can-Am. I love Can-Ams. Nothing against RZRs. RZRs are amazing vehicles. They're all amazing, and they all have plus and minuses. And it's like Ford and Chevy. They're great cars, and Dodge. They're all great cars. They all fit everybody's needs. So it doesn't matter what you drive. You can come over here to the Can-Am booth, even if you don't own a Can-Am. It's hot out. My brain's starting to fry. Sorry. You don't have to have a Can-Am, but you can come over here. You can get a free monster drink. They're throwing whatever, and you can test drive the car also. I think you just have to be 16 and have a license. And you can go to Camp RZR even if you have a Can-Am. So you don't have to have a certain car. Now there are things where if you show your key or if you show a part of your car and your registration, you can get free stuff. You'll have to go on the websites and figure all that out. But I do know that I used to take an old belt from Can-Am and I would wait in a line for about 4 hours and they would give me a new belt. So if $200 belt is worth 4 hours of your time
In the hot.
in the heat, bring your belt. And I have heard of them, they do some repairs. Both companies do repairs out here. Like if you damage your razor and crash it, I've heard of them fixing people's razors. And the same thing with Can-Am. People have crashed. I've personally seen Can-Ams with destroyed front ends that go in over there. The guy waits from 3 o'clock in the morning until the end of the day and Can-Am fixes his car for him.
Although
I have heard a story that they did put a motor in somebody's car. Now, that's pretty cool. If you know that guy, I want to talk to him because I would love the backstory on that. That would be pretty cool. What's that?
Although there's no guarantee that they're going to have all your parts. I got in line one year. I was the first one in line at like 4 in the morning. And I waited because what happened? The clutch.
Front differential.
Oh, the front differential exploded. And they didn't have the parts for it, so it was a waste of time. But there's always that.
But he said he had the part, and if we would have got there the day before.
Yeah, that is true. He did say that.
So
there's no guarantee that they have your parts and they can fix your rig, but there's a chance they could. So you have to outweigh your time.
Your time. That's true. You're right. So you can see my trailer where we started this video in the very beginning. That's where we were. And we came down this long driveway. Hi, Christine. And we drove all the way over there and there's a Glamis Beach store. So this runs parallel to the highway right here. And there's a sign right there. I don't know if you can read it, but it says Glamis Flats Road. Okay. And that's that road down there that you turn in on. And we're going to go down there in just a second. I just want to give you an idea of where you are here. And now this is at the very far end. And then you have the firewood guy, like I said before. You have Gilmore's. Then you're going to have shock therapy. Then you're going to have the whole Camp RZR festivities way down there. So I hope you guys aren't lost already. Let me know if you got any questions, put them in the comments. But let's go up there to the road. I want to show you where you turn in on Glamis Flats, and then we're gonna head out here, and this is all camping out here at the flats. If you want to camp at the flats, I don't camp at the flats because it's utter chaos over here, especially for Camp RZR. So let's go up there. Now I am right on Highway 78. This is the main drag coming in. This comes from California coming in this way. If you're coming from Arizona, you're going to be coming in this way over here. Okay, so this is the main drag, and this street that I'm standing on, this is Glamis Flats Road. There'll be a sign right there. So Glamis Flats Road comes right down like this. Okay, I know a lot of people are like, Tim, we know this. Yeah, but that guy in Canada, he has no idea. He's never been here before. So that might be you, and that's why I'm explaining this in such detail, so you know. This goes straight down into there. There's where my camp is, and there's bathrooms right there. You can get a little map. They have a little thing with maps and everything. There's a little sign thing right there. You can get all that information so you'll know where the rest of the things are around here. Oldsmobile Hill is off in the distance over here. You can actually see it, but not you guys, because GoPros don't zoom in. Anyways, this is Glamis Flats Road, and this is where everybody camps. All out in this whole area, they camp. Now, I want to take you out there because there are some new rules out in that area. They've put these poles in, and they have certain areas that stop people from camping across the entire thing, because what would happen is the campers would line up solid all the way across from this dune all the way out to there, and you could not get into the dunes. So you had to go all the way around on both ends, and it was kind of a nightmare. And for safety reasons, BLM, ambulances, whatever else needed to get out there, and they couldn't get through. They couldn't get to the camps to help the people. So that's why they're making these new little areas. They're just long, skinny things that you just can't camp, so it gives enough room for people to drive through. And I think everybody should do that. When you make your camp, make sure you make an area by your camp that people can drive by. Because when you block off the whole road, you're gonna have people driving through your camp and you're gonna be all bent out of shape, but it's not their fault. Because what are you supposed to do when I come through and I got 6 people behind me in a Can-Am, in Can-Ams and RZRs, and I come trucking through and I get cornered into somebody's camp? I can't turn 6 people around. So make sure you make a path between your camps. Don't camp so stinking tight, people. So over here, they got these new poles. Let's go over there and check them out. We'll drive through here. I'm just gonna turn the camera on and I'll let you see as we're driving through there, and then we'll stop at one of those poles. We're gonna stop at number 2. There's 4. We're gonna stop at number 2, and that's by the vendors. Come on. All right, let's go take a drive. Here we go. Now, come right in on that road. Here it is. And you're gonna come up to this. This is where the maps are. Like I told you before, see that little thing right there? It says maps. You can get a map of Glamis right there. You got bathrooms. This is hard packed, but once you leave here, it goes into the soft sand. So I'm here by myself this weekend, and the sand is really soft in the middle of the summer, so I elected just to stay right there on the hard pack. Now, to get to the vendors, you're gonna follow around the bathroom this way, just like this, and you're gonna go straight. This will be real easy to understand because you'll have campers on the left and campers on the right. And this will all be filled in out here with campers all the way out to the dunes. So you go straight right here, this jam up here. I'll show you where Daddy's Foods is. Now you can see there's people camped here right now. It's the middle of the summer, so you can't come out here in the middle of the summer. Look at that, they got a tent.
They're tent camping.
They're out dooning right now, having a good old time. All right, here's where Daddy's Famous Foods is. We're on the back side of the vendors now. And this is the new little area I want to show you. So check it out. They have these yellow poles right here. There's one there, and there's one there. And see the other ones down that way, straight through there? There, you see that? Now you can go right into the dunes. It'll be so nice. I actually love this idea. I'm not super excited of there being a yellow pole in the middle of nowhere that somebody could run into. But now we're looking back at the vendors, and you see that? This used to fill in with campers so solid that you couldn't do that. And nobody could get to the dunes. So now they have 4 of these rows, and you can't camp in between the poles. Imaginary lines, everybody. Come on, use your heads. And there you go. That will make it so nice over here at the flats. And then if you're camped here, you can say, hey, I'm the east side of row 2. It's a great idea. I support it. I think it's a awesome plan. But we do need, hey, BLM, we need some reflective tape on these, for God's sakes. Somebody's gonna run into one of these. So let's go down here a little further, and I'll show you where the flats ends, and then we're gonna go over to the washes. And I'm not gonna show you all the washes, I'm just gonna show you a few of the washes. And they're all the same all the way down. So let's go over here to the end. This is called Glamis Flats out here. See how flat it is? This is flats, okay? This was actually originated garbage flats. I don't know why. Maybe because there was a lot of garbage here, or this is where the garbage cans were back in the day. They were over there originally. But this was originally called Garbage Flats for all you old schoolers, and now it's just called Glamis Flats Vendor Row right over there. There's the Glamis Beach store, and we're gonna head over right over behind the Glamis Beach store, and I'm gonna show you where Wash Road comes in. All right, here's number 4. This is the 4th row. 3 of them going that way. This is the last one, and that gives us a way to get to the dunes. See that? Super nice. That's Greg Biffle's place over there. There's your cell tower. So as far as cell service, you do have it out here right now. But during Camp RZR, it's absolutely horrible because there's no bandwidth. There's too many people here. So bring your Starlink if you want reception. Now I know some people with AT&T, they claim they have service. I have Verizon. I don't have service. It's horrible. I did have AT&T back in the day, and I did have better service. So I don't know what to tell you on that. I'm just giving you my 2 cents. So seems like AT&T might have a little better. T-Mobile uses towers from both, so they might have good. But as far as Verizon, it's really slow. We're lucky to have 1X on there. It's hard to get off a text. So have a game plan. When you come to Camp RZR, now this is the area of Camp RZR. Remember I showed you the Ferris wheel will be set up right here. Let's go down here a little bit. Okay, so this is where the parking is gonna be. This is where you're gonna all park your cars, and there's those 2 poles that you go in for Camp RZR. And this is a nice little main, nobody camps along here. Actually, no, I take that back. People actually camp where I'm parked right now, right next to this fence. I don't know why, but they like to, because there's no room out here. So this, we like to keep this as a main thoroughfare, because this is how you get over to the washes. You go right towards Greg Biffle's. That's your mile marker. Whenever you're out here, just always head back to the radio tower, and you'll never be lost in Glamis. You can see that at night. It's got a blinking red light on it, and no matter where you are out here, you can always see that. That's your marker, and that'll get you back to the Glamis Beach store. So let's go down here. We're gonna go around, and we're gonna go right out there where Wash Road starts, where the railroad tracks cross the main highway. All right, we'll see you over there. I know this is getting long, but stick with me. I'm trying to keep it as quick as I can, and all the information to help you out. If you have any more questions, put them in the comments. I'd love to help you out that way. Now, we'll see you over there.
I'm standing here at Wash Road. This is the turn. Right over here is Highway 78. And if you see there's railroad crossings here, you cannot take your UTV across those railroad tracks. But you also know that if you hit those railroad tracks, you've gone too far. So you want to make the sweeping right turn here if you're coming from California. Straight down here, and this will get you to the washes. This is Wash Road. And a piece of advice, the second you leave that concrete right there, or asphalt, technically that's asphalt, you better have a pass on your vehicle. If you want to know more about passes, we have a video with all the Glamis rules. It's quite long, and I do a lot of reading, but if you want to know all the rules, I would recommend listening to it, maybe while you're on a drive or something.
How many rules were there?
I don't remember.
32.
Oh, 32.
Unless they have new ones this year.
Yeah.
So there were 32 rules. We go over every single one in that video.
So anyways, we're not joking. Get your pass. You can get your pass at the Glamis Beach store, right?
Right. But you don't want it. You want to buy it off-site.
You want to buy it before you get here. There's a lot of off-road stores. Like, we live in Temecula area. So Temecula Motorsports sells them. I think Cycle Gear sells them where we are. Chaparral probably has them. You can also get them at a lot of the gas stations on the way here, like Red Earth. The BLMs probably sells them down there.
So you don't want to get them when you get here, though.
Yeah,
you want to get it online. Go to the BLM.org. You go to Imperial Sand Dunes, and that's where you want to get your pass, or the Sand Sports Super Show.
Yes, because if you find yourself on this road here, there's gonna be BLM checking your passes.
Sitting right there,
on Wash Road,
waiting, staring right at your front window, waiting to see that pass.
Always nice.
And they're not friendly.
Or friendly, yeah, that's.
They're not about passes. They're nice people, but not when it comes to having a pass when you're on this road right here. This is serious business. Trust me, you better have that thing hanging from your window.
If you want to know what vehicles you have to have passes for, it's all in the video, Glamis rules.
It's all in our video, yep. Go check it out. Or you can go on the BLM.org website. But we're going to go down here to a couple of the washes, and we'll show you what they look like. They're all kind of the same. You just follow this nice hard pack road. You can come in here with a huge motorhome and not worry about getting stuck or anything. That's what's nice about the washes. and you don't have to get out in the sand. You can almost stay on the hard stuff. The washes are dusty, so let's go down there and check it out, and I'll point where all the dust goes. Thanks, Christine. See you over there. When you come off the highway, you're gonna come all the way in down this road right here, and you're gonna come to this split in the road. You're gonna stay to the right where it says keep right. Woo! That's loud. And you know what that is? That is the dumpsters. This is the dumpster area. There's going to be a whole line of dumpsters here. There's not that many. It's the middle of summer. And where'd you get that bag, babe?
I got this from the Clean Dune Project.
Clean Dune Project.
They hand these out at Camp RZR, or you can get them at the Sandsport Super Show. There's a lot of vendors that pay to get logos put on these, and they actually give them for free.
Awesome.
So there's no excuse why you can't pick up your trash and bring it over to the dumpsters.
That's right. Christine's always picking up trash. And she went out to the hill at Oldsmobile Hill. She took this nice bag, hold it out, show it. There you go, so we can see it. And it's the Clean Dune Project. And she picked up a whole bag full of trash in the middle of the summer. That was very nice of you. And so if you get one of those, you guys can pick up trash too. But the reason I stopped here is we're on our way into the washes, and as you go in, you'll be passing the dumpsters, and on your way out, you can stop at the dumpsters and throw your trash in there. But do not throw everything. Take some things home with you, okay? Throw your things that you used while you're here, your paper plates and whatnot. Throw a bag in there, that's cool. I don't. Tim's all about packing it in, packing it out, because I'm old school. I don't throw anything in here, and I always tell people, you catch me throwing something in that dumpster, I'll give you a free t-shirt. So,
but you might catch me throwing things in there because I'm not going to travel with dog poop in our trailer.
That's right. She picks up a lot of trash, so she throws stuff in there all the time. But I don't. I like to throw it in the back of my truck and take it home. This is a good example, guys. If you come here and your table breaks, you go home with that table. And then you take it to the dump or do whatever.
Or call for a large pickup.
Don't just dump it on the side of this dumpster, for crying out loud. This is the stuff that raises the fees. So all of you go, dude, the fees are so high. It's because you people, not you, or you guys aren't the ones doing it. It's the other people. It's this guy, okay? This guy's the reason the fees are high, because he leaves his friggin' picnic table right here. So I'm sure he's not watching this video because he doesn't want to hear about the Glamis rules. Anyways, that being said, we're on our way out to the washes. Here's where the dumpster area is. So on your way out, you can throw your stuff away. There's that hard packed dirt. You cannot drive your ATV on that hard packed dirt. So we're going to keep motoring down. I'm going to take you down to Wash 6. That's where I camp. I know everybody says, oh, Wash 6 is so crazy. It's partying. Sometimes people play loud music. Sometimes it's mariachi music, and it makes you, I know it's not,
something else.
I know it's not, we understand that. So sometimes it's mariachi music, you know, the dun, 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 all that, and it makes you want to have tacos, that kind of music. But sometimes it's really nice and wonderful. And Wash 6 is super close to Olds out here, so that's why I like Wash 6. So we're going to go down to Wash 6. I'm going to show you, they have bathrooms. They have a little map thing right there. So let's go down to Wash 6, and then that's going to be it for the washes. If you want to learn more about the washes, you can go watch our video on RV camping in the washes. Just Google RV camping in Glamis, and my thing will pop up. I'll try to put it at the end of this video, but you can just Google it. What's that?
Right now, where these trash cans are, we're actually at what's considered Wash 2. The sign for Wash 2 is on the other side of that tree.
Okay, so this is Wash 2 that heads out here. This is right by Greg Biffle's place. So, and this is all really hard pack right here. You're not going to get stuck. So don't be scared you're going to come out here in your truck and trailer and get stuck. Look at this dirt. Okay, it's really hard pack. When you get out there to that golden sand, that's where you start getting stuck. So if you stay on this, you're going to be just fine. So here's my UTV. I'm not on the highway because you cannot drive on that. You'll get a ticket. So let's go down to Wash 6. Jump in, Christine. Thanks for picking up that trash, babe. You're awesome. Tim picks up tools. every time she goes looking for trash, I go looking for tools, and I find a ton of tools out at the hill. So it benefits to go to the hill and pick up trash because you get a ton of tools, man. When people are going up the hill, it's a yard sale flying out of the back of their vehicle. Sockets, wrenches. This is wash 4. I know I'm on the road. I'm just crossing over. And this is where you're gonna find your first set of bathrooms. Here they are. And these bathrooms, they go all the way down to wash 10. And they have maps, like I told you before, they have maps. See the little map box right there? So you can get a map here. They got a map of the whole place and stuff. So here's your first set of bathrooms, wash 4. We're going down to wash 6. This is wash 6. It's got that pink and green, and it says SEX over there. I don't know why. Right here. Wash 6, boys. And there was a crew out here. It was called the Wash 6 Boys. They're really nice guys, actually, and they put a big balloon up, so you could always find wash 6. This is the quickest way to Oldsmobile Hill. Is straight through wash 6 right there. And that's old straight ahead. That's why I camp at wash 6. So here's the bathrooms at wash 6. There's no map here. There's no maps and all that. That's only back at wash 4. So this is 6. And this is what the washes look like. So you can see the dirt. It's not very soft. So you really don't have to worry about getting stuck out here. And you can just follow it right out. This all gets full of trailers, okay? This gets absolutely jam-packed with trailers, this whole entire place. They're camped around all these bushes, and it's really hard to make your way through here. They kind of leave one little road right through the center. But one thing you guys need to remember is do not plan on leaving on Sunday. You have to stay till Monday, because when everybody that's camped in every one of these washes, they go all the way down to, they go to over 100, believe it or not. But people camp as far as 25, 26, all the way down there. So when they get ready to leave, the line of traffic along here is unbelievable. You will really regret not going home on Monday. Isn't that right, babe?
Yes, or maybe Saturday night.
Maybe Saturday night. So if you don't drink, Saturday night's your night to get the heck out of Dodge. But it's so packed, sometimes you can't even get out. So this is wash 6. That's what the dirt looks like. I hope that gives you enough info. All right, so we're headed down to wash 10. I thought I would show you guys wash 10. But as you can see where the sand starts to come in, that golden sand is gonna be where it's soft. This stuff, it's a little more hard packed. You can see the rocks on top. It's not too bad. But if you get out into that soft golden sand, I know it looks fun and delicious, but that's where you end up getting stuck. So as you come to 10, you're gonna come through a little thing where you get close to the dunes, and then it opens back up. But the further you get down, you're gonna have the sand coming right up. So that's where you wanna be careful. This is no problem getting stuck, but these whoop-de-doos are so tall you cannot drive your motorhome over these. So you have to turn in at the certain areas. There's the wash 10 bathrooms right there. So let's go up there and check that out. And there's wash 10 right here, and there's your wash 10 bathrooms. So these are the last bathrooms. And as you can see, down that way, the sand starts moving in closer and closer to that hard packed road. So it's gonna get softer the more you go down. But here's wash 10, these are the last bathrooms. This is a very shallow wash, as you can see, compared to 6. 6 is a very, very deep wash, one of the deepest washes out there. This one, it's only a little ways, just right to the edge of the dunes over there. So keep that in mind, that once you get into these washes, you're not going to be able to have as many campers in the area. And these are all going to be packed. On Camp RZR weekend, these are all going to be full. You'd have to literally get here on Monday before Camp RZR. So just wanted to point that out. We're going to go back to the Glamis Beach store, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about it. I got a couple other last things I want to say. and we'll see you up there. Now we're back up here. We've done a full loop around this whole entire area. This is Glamis. When you put it in Google Maps, it shows you right here is Glamis. This is Glamis Fab. And if you come out here with a vehicle, you can rent vehicles here. You don't repair them here. You take them back to the rental place and they take it out of your credit card. But if you own a vehicle and you come out here and break, this guy, he's been here, Joe Fab, he's been here fixing stuff since before I started coming here, probably way back in the day. So he's your man. If you need parts and you need things fixed, welded, Joe Fab's your man. Definitely, this is the place, and it's right here connected to the Glamis Beach store. Dune Addict has a YouTube channel. Go check him out. Harvey is his name, and he does a lot of stuff inside here with his YouTube channel. It shows you what goes on inside there. Really entertaining channel, and you can learn a lot on there. But we're up here at the Glamis Beach store, and this is a place that, like I said before, you should all come and visit. So we're gonna go in and get an ice cream. We're done with this video. I really hope that I gave you guys all of the information. I highly doubt it. I'm sure somebody's gonna have some questions. But this place is so easy to navigate. You go on Google Maps, you can get, everything's on Google Maps. Even Oldsmobile Hill is on Google Maps. And so you can navigate all this with Google Maps. And in those 2 locations where you get the paper map, that'll help you out also. Now, one thing that I'm thinking about while I'm here is they have a place over here called Dunes Storage. Glamis Dunes Storage, okay? And it's glamisdunestorage.com, I think. I can't read the phone number, but you could just Google them, and I believe you can get fuel over there. I believe you can dump over there.
I think I saw somebody say only for people who rent there. Can you get water and dump there?
Okay, so what you do is go online and check it out. Christine says that she's heard you can't, so we don't know either. So go online and check that out, but there is a facility right there. They store trailers and all that good stuff, so you can check that out, glamisdunestorage.com.
Speaking of dumping and getting water, though, that's one thing we forgot to cover, because a lot of people ask that.
Good point, and I'm glad you brought that up, because other people are going to ask. So they have mobile guys that drive around, and they'll come up to your trailer and they'll suck it empty and they'll fill you up with water. That is a possibility. So you can get those. I don't have those numbers on me. If you comment down below, I could pull it out. I'm sure I have the phone number on my phone because I've done it before, and I think it was like $60 or $70 for them to suck out the tank.
That was quite a few years ago, though.
Yep. So if you're staying here longer and you need your tank emptied, they have mobile people running around. They also have mobile people driving around that sell ice
and ice cream.
For your, sodas or drinks or whatever you got. You might need ice. You can get that at the Glamis Beach store, or they have people driving around. So if you hear them with like an ice cream truck, and they drive around and they sell ice and all that stuff, and it's like $10 or $20 a bag of ice. I think it was $10.
It used to be 10, but I don't know now.
Used to be 10. So it's right around there somewhere. Anyways, I'm just trying to give you guys all the info. Is there any other things that you can think of, babe, before we close this out? It's hot. I want to go get an ice cream. I thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you want to know any more about Glamis, I have a ton of videos on our channel about Glamis. How to get to Swing Set, how to get to Duner's Diner, how to get out to Olds, how to get out to all the cool locations. RV camping. So just go on there and look for my RV camping stuff, and I show you in-depth tours of the washes. We didn't go over in this video Gecko Road or Osborne because it's a long ways down there. It's way, you can't even see it. I can barely see Osborne, and Gecko is way over there.
And we wouldn't recommend trying to camp there during your first time ever to Camp RZR. I mean, I don't even know what day you'd have to get there to get a spot on Gecko.
Right.
Camp RZR weekend is the absolute busiest, craziest, populated weekend of all times. We wouldn't recommend it for your first time in Glamis, but if
you would tell somebody to stay home from Camp RZR?
No, but I'm just saying, don't plan on getting so much fun dooning in during that weekend.
Let me clarify. Come out here on Camp RZR, have a really good time, but know that it is chaos. it is the worst that Glamis is ever going to be. I come here, and I've been coming here for a long time. That was a horsefly. And after Camp RZR, I sometimes say I'm never coming back. But I know that the crowds will go away and everything will be fine afterwards.
And
so
if you want to see more videos, we do have 2 different seasons, years of Camp RZR series videos.
That's right. I did 2 years of series videos, that literally 5 to 7 videos each of the last 2 Camp RZRs. You can go down on my page and watch those videos, and I take you through Camp RZR on the Ferris wheel, through over to the Can-Am booth setup. The only thing I don't do is test drive a vehicle, because they have the new Mavar, and if I test drove the new Mavar, I'd be buying one of those gosh darn things. So make sure you check out those videos. I just hope that we've given you guys some sort of value with this video. I know it probably dragged on and it's too long, but that was our goal here, to try to help people out, help you guys out. We want you to have a good time. We want you to be safe. We don't want you to hate Glamis or go talk about Glamis in a bad way. This is an awesome place. We're a giant family out here, and yes, there are some bad apples, just like any place, but the majority of people out here are really nice and friendly. That horsefly is flying around my leg, so I'm going to get an ice cream. We will see you
on the next adventure.
She always says that now. Bye. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you
on the next adventure.
She's got this down.